Welcome back. The City of Windhoek hosted the Urban Mobility Conference 2025 under the theme Driving Economic Growth Through Urban Mobility. Now, the event brought together local and international voices to reimagine transport solutions that support both access and economic growth. Joining us now is Lydia Amutenya from the City of Windhoek. Lydia, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Nina, and thank you for having me.
Lydia, to start with, and looking at the event that has taken place, what would you say were the key, takeaways or outcomes from the Urban Mobility Conference?
Well, thank you very much once again, Nina. Today's conference was more than just a policy dialogue. It marked a defining moment in the reimagining urban mobility as a vehicle for inclusive economic growth, especially in a time in our city where urban mobility is facing various challenges. One of the key takeaways was the collective resolve from all types of government and stakeholders, and that is to actually treat transport as a basic public good. Through the statements by the Minister of Works and Transport, Honorable Veiko Nekundi, whose statement was delivered on his behalf, Councillor Ndeshafera Lalanja, and then the Deputy Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Evelyn Nawase-Stahele, as well as the City of Windhoek. These are some of the speakers that spoke during the official program of this event. And it became really clear that there is both a political will and a technical direction to reshape Windhoek's public transport system. So the event also reaffirmed the urgency of moving from fragmented efforts to actually a harmonized city-wide transport strategy that is backed by actionable plans and obviously also a robust funding model. So it was really a wow. If you also look at the program, it was fully packed. And the discussions, as we speak, we still have people at the venue trying to wrap up and conclude, but it really was worth it.
In what way, Lydia, did these discussions or the presentations, really reflect the connection between the transport systems and, economic development?
I would say every element of the program did, from keynote addresses to actually panel discussions, which is reinforcing that mobility is a catalyst for development. It's not just taking you from point A to Z. It's really making a difference in the lives of many, both individuals as well as on the wider economic, social impact. And the representative from the Ministry of Works and Transport also articulated strategic priorities to expand transport connectivity and the safety, which is also in turn support the job creation and activity. While Road Fund Administration representative also emphasized on how sustainable funding models like dedicated fuel levies can unlock large-scale infrastructure development. So in practical terms, accessible and affordable transport reduces travel times and costs for workers and students, and it also does expand market access for vendors and obviously supports broader economic participation, as earlier alluded to, which is really something that we are all looking forward to. And without efficient mobility, definitely economic growth remains exclusionary.
Lydia, talk to us about some of the ideas. I know you said the conversations haven't completely ended yet, but some of the ideas and proposals that have come out of the conference thus far, particularly around public transport transformation in Windhoek.
Several notable proposals actually emerged from the conference. The city reaffirmed its commitment to upgrading the current bus system to a phased bus rapid transit BRT network, which is supported by 8 urban lines, and then the importance of non-motorized transport, which was also stressed, with clear plans for developing a 315-kilometer non-motorized network that will then include 70 kilometers of safe routes to schools, as well as electric mobility was spotlighted through a compelling presentation by a Stellenbosch engineering student on the benefit of transitioning to electric vehicles-powered public transport, which we are seeing and hearing. It's really making a difference in other countries, but it's something that we can also look at. Additionally, a research paper that was presented from IUM also proposed that car sharing is a sustainable strategy for reducing emissions. I know you are laughing, Nina, but I mean, these are some of the practical strategies that can work, especially not only in Windhoek, especially in other areas, or in not entirely in the whole city, but also in other areas of the city, like in your kind of urban rural areas of the city, or the areas of your northern Namibia as a country also, where this type of things actually work. So this innovation really reflects a broader shift towards smarter, greener, as well as inclusive transport system in the city.
Lydia, what are the immediate next steps, or even initiatives that residents should look forward to?
Okay, the City of Windhoek is already moving to translate today's energy into action. Immediately, the next step includes acquiring additional buses under the bus replacement initiatives, as well as rolling out a new integrated cashless ticketing system, because the system that we have now, it has some loopholes that need to be fixed or to be closed, because we also experience some losing money through the system that we are using now, because it involves the actual cash. And also accelerating the development of non-motorized transportation infrastructure, as I mentioned earlier. And also, as a city, we are busy. We have already prepared the public education campaign for these specific initiatives that we are putting in place. And once we are ready to roll it out, it will be easier for us to really do a lot of consultative sessions to ensure that inclusivity, as well as making sure that the general residents of the city are aware of what is expected. And the CEO's today's call to action was emphasizing on the agency to modernize regulatory framework and building capacity to manage complex transport systems. So residents can actually expect to see measurable improvements in transport access and service reliability over the next 12 months. Fantastic.
Lydia, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us this evening here on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you so much, Nina, for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to more engagements in this regard.
Thank you so much. That was Lydia Amutenya from the City of Windhoek speaking to us about the city hosting the Urban Mobility Conference 2025 today here in Windhoek. Let's take a brief break. We'll be right back.